This Indian fried chicken sandwich did not exist. So naturally, I had to make it. Why, you ask? Because tandoori-style fried chicken, mini garlic naan burger buns, mint and yogurt raita, and beautiful pickled red onions sound pretty good to me, especially combined into one glorious fried chicken sandwich. But first, there's something we need to get out of the way. I call this a tandoori fried chicken sandwich, named of course after the brightly red and super delicious Indian chicken dish that has taken the world by storm. But tandoori chicken is called so because it's cooked in a tandoor. A tandoor is a cylindrical clay oven, and until last century, baking anything but bread in it would have been highly unusual. Until this guy came around, Kundan Lal Gujral. Sorry for the pronunciation, probably butchered. Right after the partition of India in 1947, he and his family moved down to Delhi and he started selling food from a little street side cart. And he must have been good at it because he became one of the most legendary restaurant owners in probably the history of India and even ended up changing the face of Indian food for good. For example, he's said to have invented dal makhani, which is one of my personal favorites, so thanks for that, bro. But his signature dish was taking the classic yogurt marinated chicken from his home province of Punjab and then baking it in a tandoor oven until slightly charred. And that, kids, is how tandoori chicken was born. Although today we're making something slightly different. Since I don't have a tandoor oven, and chances are you don't have one either, we're gonna make some tandoori style fried chicken. When it comes to seasoning, there's absolutely no shame in picking up some tandoori masala, which is a delicious spice mix. Or you could get some tandoori paste for marinating, same thing. But of course you can also mix it yourself, and we're gonna do a simplified version of that. To a base of yogurt, I'll be adding some garam masala, Western style curry powder, Kashmiri chili powder, some extra ground cumin, and finally minced garlic, ginger, and a bit of salt. In case you didn't know, marinating meat in yogurt is nothing short of magic. It'll come out incredibly tender, but compared to takeout tandoori chicken, you might realize the color is nowhere nearly as bright. Well, I hate to break it to you, but restaurants are 100% using food coloring, and so will I. This will do exactly nothing to the taste, so feel free to skip this step if you like. For the meat itself, I'm gonna do chicken breasts just because they're easier to work with. But you do want to flatten them for even thickness, and for that, I love to just pop them in a Ziploc bag and give them a little spanking with a cast iron skillet. Then in a flat dish, I'll put down a layer of our marinade. Then here's our nicely flattened chicken breast. I'll add that to the dish, cover with more marinade, and then we just rinse and repeat for as many chicken breasts as you may have. Finally, cover and let the marinade do its magic for at least 1 hour or up to overnight. I really wanted to make a garlic naan inspired burger bun for this, so here's what I did. I started with a pretty normal yeasted dough, just a little bit of salt and sugar, but then for the wet ingredients, I used about half water and half yogurt. There it is again. I hope you have a big tub of yogurt at home because you're gonna need it for almost every part of this recipe, I'm realizing. And just like for marinating meat, yogurt can be magic when making doughs. The acidity will help the yeast do its work, the fat will make the bread a bit softer, and last but not least, it's gonna add a bit of extra flavor, which is especially great for quick recipes like this. Once you have a rough ball of dough, cover your bowl and let it rise for about an hour. After which, we separate our dough into 4 equal pieces, roll these up into little balls, and dust them lightly with flour. Then we want to carefully roll them out, but not into like round discs, instead into more of like an oval shape. Alright, now get your future buns into a proofing container, cover them and let them rise for another 30 minutes. And while that's happening, we can prepare a crucial ingredient, which is garlic butter. In case you haven't noticed yet, I'm a lazy cook, so I decided to just drop a few cloves of heavily crushed garlic into my butter and simmer that for a few minutes until your kitchen smells so good you'll start considering taking garlic butter shots. Once our dough has risen, it's time to bake our buns, but with a twist. Regular naan can be made straight in a pan, but our naan-style buns are considerably thicker than that, so we're trying something slightly different. First, I'm dropping my unbaked buns straight onto a hot, heavy skillet on medium-high heat and let them get some color. You gotta be super fast, just about 15 to 20 seconds per side. You can almost let them char, but please be careful. Now these guys might already look quite pretty, but on the inside they're still super raw, which is exactly why we're gonna put them into a preheated 200 degrees Celsius oven for around 8 minutes. They'll get a little puffier and will technically be ready to eat, but of course we wanna first brush them with a bit of nutty garlic butter. And now this is my garlic naan burger bun. When it comes to me, I'd have absolutely no problem eating just fried chicken with garlic naan, but I admit there is a way to take things up a notch. First, let's make this delicious raita. A raita is more of a category of dip or sauce common in India. And while there are a number of varieties across the country, they're almost always yogurt based. This one has plenty of fresh mint and cilantro, but the important part is the cucumber, which gives it a ton of freshness. It is, however, very important to grate and then squeeze all the moisture out of that cucumber. And if this process reminds you a little bit of tzatziki, well, you're not wrong, but hey, it's delicious. Also, since I made banh mi last week, I got quite addicted to quick pickles, so let's make some more of those. My brine is always based on sugar and some salt, but this time I'm also adding some whole mustard seeds as well as whole cumin. The latter gives everything a beautiful floral aroma. Add hot water, stir until the sugar has dissolved, then top up with vinegar. You can toss anything you want into this, but I went for whole rings of red onions, sliced cucumber and some green chili for a little heat. These guys will be ready to eat after about an hour in the fridge, but they will last for a week or two at least. We are about to fry some chicken, but before things get greasy, may I quickly mention my cookbook Kitchen Passport. If you like unconventional takes at some of the most popular recipes from around the world, much like this video maybe, I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy this book. Our yogurt marination has been going on for about 4 hours, which means we're ready to go. But I know not all of you guys actually enjoy deep frying things at home, so I wanted to try 2 different methods with, let's say, mixed results. Option 1 will be a basic southern fried chicken dredge. Flour, cornstarch and a bit of salt. No extra spices needed, we already used plenty. We can toss in our chicken now and then the sticky marinade will pick up more than enough of the coating. Option 2 will be breadcrumbs. That's right, will it schnitzel? Well, we're gonna find out. So first I added enough oil to my pan for a shallow fry, followed by my breaded schnitzel. But then, well, first of all, don't do this, but also, this somehow was a terrible idea. Not only did I burn my schnitzel, more crucially, the breading was also falling off left and right, so safe to say, guys, this was a fail. Although it still tasted kinda good. Let's see if we can save the day with my little deep fryer here. For this one, I grabbed my dredged chicken and carefully placed that into my hot oil. 190 degrees Celsius if you want to know. And what can I say? This worked so much better. It was everything I was hoping for. The color was beautiful, the crust super crispy, and the chicken inside tender AF. Finally, all I had to do was to briefly brown the cut sides of my naan burger buns in some of the garlic oil, spread some raita on the bottom half, then a few pickled veggies, a juicy piece of fried chicken, and another very generous dollop of raita. This, you guys, somehow didn't taste like a fried chicken sandwich at all, to be honest, but that doesn't mean it wasn't delicious. I absolutely loved this. It is everything my tandoori fried chicken craving heart wanted. If you guys have any further ideas on how to further tweak or improve this recipe, or if you've tried making it, let us know how it went in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you in the next video.